What's good, Cosmo Collective? In today's reading, we'll be exploring where Spirit says you'll grow and thrive next. This video is for those who are contemplating moving or maybe some traveling, or Spirit always has a funny way with words. Maybe it'll just be talking about some internal growth and thriving that they foresee in your future. Please keep in mind this is a timeless reading, so if you're finding this at any day or night and you felt the video called to you, then this reading is for you. Also, this is a collective reading for entertainment purposes only. Exercise some discernment. If it feels like this video isn't resonating for you, maybe the message is for someone else, and feel free to find a different video that resonates with you. The timestamps are going to be below if you want to just go ahead and skip to whichever pile you felt called towards. For others of you, let's move ahead to the pile selection. For pile 1, or the card in the thumbnail with the red border, we have the 8 of Cups. For pile 2, or the card in the thumbnail with the purple border, we have the Lovers. And for pile 3, or the card in the thumbnail with the pink border, we have the 5 of Wands. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and choose which pile resonates with you, and I'll meet you at your reading. Pile 1, if you chose the card in the thumbnail with the red border or the 8 of Cups, this is your reading on where Spirit says you'll grow and thrive next. Let's get into it. Spirit, where will pile 1 grow and thrive next? Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next? 4 of Cups. For pile 1, please, Spirit, where will pile 1 grow and thrive next? Whoops, not going to take all of those, Spirit. Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next, Spirit? Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next? Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next? Not the cards smacking my crystals. Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next? Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next? Okay, I'll take both of these. We have the 8 of Swords upright and the 10 of Cups upright together. Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next, Spirit? Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next? Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next, Spirit? The Hanged Man. Spirit, tell us more about where you see pile 1 growing and thriving next. Do they have any travel expectations? Will they be moving anywhere? Should they be moving somewhere? All right, we'll take both of those together. We have the Ace of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Where will pile 1 grow and thrive next, Spirit? The Chariot. For pile 1, please, Spirit. Messages for pile 1. The King of Wands and the Moon reversed. Lots of clusters for you today, pile 1. And also, I am noticing that for your pile, it seems particularly tough to get some answers from Spirit today. For pile 1. One final card. Where will pile 1 be growing and thriving next, Spirit? 7 of Cups. So this did fall out when we had those cards fly. So there's a lot of areas, a lot of aspects that Spirit is moving through your life. And for the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card upright. It says new beginnings, starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. So first impressions, especially with that Judgment as the bottom of the deck, I'm already getting, and because we have the Seven of Cups as well, I'm already getting that this isn't a physical move or something to do with travel per se. Wow, Spirit just told me immediately pottery. I don't know if you've been considering doing pottery or if you're already a potter or some sort of artist. But as I was saying that, pottery came through, and I feel like that aligns with the Seven of Cups that we have here, which has several different pots. So if that's a hobby, maybe you'll be exploring that or in more depth, or maybe you're considering transforming your hobby into a business or something like that. I also see you growing out of a place of self-doubt and self-sabotage, things that are holding you back, because we have the Four of Cups upright, followed by the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Cups together in a cluster, and that speaks to a sort of dissatisfaction, but Spirit is saying this dissatisfaction is false. It's something that you're maybe generating or creating within yourself. Specifically, it's not just dissatisfaction, it's self-doubt. So maybe for someone who is listening to this and considering taking their hobby as a potter into a profession, maybe you've had some doubtfulness within yourself and you know that your pottery is good. Maybe people tell you, oh, you should sell this all the time. And you really imagine that as a means of fulfillment for you, as that Ten of Cups, but you're just struggling with self-doubt. Spirit is saying that you already know what's in your alignment, and you're already you're entering a space of the Hanged Man. Spirit is going to shift your perspective on this self-doubt, so that is the place of growth. It's shifting the perspective on self-doubt, and then learning. Initially, Spirit called me to say learning to transform that into self-confidence, but it will eventually be self-confidence, but it's a slower process. Spirit is saying your growth and your thriving entails faking it until you make it, meaning they want you to start whatever it is that you're considering or working on. They want you to start it while you're still battling with the self-doubt, to understand that the self-doubt is it's going to be there, so you might as well just move forward. Imposter syndrome specifically is what I'm getting with this pile. So even if the pottery reference didn't resonate with you, where you'll be growing is learning to first coexist with that imposter syndrome. And because you realize that, oh, I can still create even if I don't feel like I belong in this room necessarily. Once you realize, like, it doesn't matter that I have imposter syndrome. It doesn't matter that I think I don't belong in these rooms or these spaces, because I'm still in these rooms and these spaces, and no one is kicking me out and no one has found out that I'm the imposter. So it doesn't matter. These thoughts are just here as an Eight of Swords to hold me back and keep me small. So as soon as you have that shift in perspective, then we see you going into this Ace of Wands, which is just like a passionate, fervent moving forward. But behind that Ace of Wands is still this Five of Pentacles reverse, which means there is still a little bit of a lack or scarcity mindset. Really, this card is telling me, like, am I good enough? But you're reversing that mindset. You're still trucking along in really battling with that. You're battling with it, but you're besting the battle. Do you understand what I mean? So yes, the Five of Pentacles is still present, but it's slowly phasing out because you're reversing that scarcity mindset. You're reversing the scarcity mindset specifically with regards to your self-confidence and really your how you identify yourself and how you see yourself in relationship to others. They say comparison is the thief of joy. So you're learning to grow and thrive by stopping this comparison of yourself with others, and stopping the comparison of your journey with the journey of others, because you're starting to understand self-doubt, imposter syndrome, negative thinking. All of those are just thoughts, and I can choose which thoughts serve me and which thoughts don't, and then I'll just listen to the thoughts that serve me. So if you haven't been able to crystallize this newfound energy that you've been feeling but maybe not able to articulate, I hope that that articulated it for you. And the good news is, as soon as we go towards that passionate new beginning while still carrying some of this doubt but giving it less weight and credence, you move into the chariot, which means full steam ahead. And in full steam ahead, you're moving super quickly out of imposter syndrome into this place of confidence, which Spirit literally is still showing us, or not still showing us. Spirit is literally showing us with one of the most confident sort of bravado kings within the tarot deck, the King of Wands, who's all about inspiration, passion, ambition, being driven. And also, I would argue that the King of Wands has a means of being seen, which the other kings do not have. He's not quite the emperor just yet, which means you still have some learning and growing to do. But it's a very driven, ambitious, and capable energy. And that was paired with the moon in reverse. So the moon can represent hidden emotions, hidden beliefs, and maybe even some limiting beliefs. But we now see that reversed as well, sort of mirroring this Five of Pentacles here, combined with the King of Wands. So that tells me that where you're growing and thriving next is you're not giving as much weight to imposter syndrome and limiting beliefs. And just feelings that you don't belong. You're letting go of these limiting beliefs, and you're ready to step into your power, even if you know you're not exactly who you're called to be in its full capacity just yet. You're still moving forward with where you're at. You're still like, okay, maybe I'm not everything that I dream myself to be in my head just yet, but I have some bits and pieces of it, and I'm ready to start. And as soon as we get from the Four of Cups all the way to this King of Wands place, all of a sudden the Seven of Cups opens to us. This is the world opening to you. This is all of these opportunities and hobbies and pathways opening to you. So really, Spirit is saying, like, everything is going to be available to you once you start to master this journey, and once you start to take yourself more seriously and to take self-doubt and these limiting beliefs less seriously. All of a sudden you'll find yourself feeling a lot more free, with less mental baggage, and even if you have some mental baggage, you're not putting the same amount of weight on it that you were putting on it previously. So it really doesn't weigh you down as much. It gives you this freedom to explore, and less pressure on yourself to perform, maybe on one or two specific tasks, and more of a framework to just be and exist and explore. And Spirit is calling me to the word hobbies again, because they're saying, like, now you don't feel like this weight to be a perfectionist at everything. And then just coming back to the Judgment card, this really is you're growing and thriving in how you view accountability with yourself. You're not looking at yourself with such a harsh lens now, and you're not putting as much pressure on yourself to perform, and be perfect and meet the expectations of others, and sometimes meet the heavy expectations and weights that you place on yourself. So this is quite beautiful so far. Let's go ahead and take a couple more tarot cards for you today, Pile 1, on where you'll grow and thrive next. I'm really liking this message for you guys. It's not quite what I expected for where you'll grow and thrive next, but I think it's really interesting, and it's going to be quite a beautiful and meaningful energy for you, Pile 1, that's going to last a lifetime, so to speak. You know, these are lessons that you won't have to learn again or learn as intently again, and you'll be able to move forward. All right, for pile one, let's take a couple more tarot cards, please, Spirit. Where will pile one grow and thrive next? Can you tell us a bit more about this story, please, Spirit? For pile one, where will they grow and thrive next? Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles upright. For pile one, where will they grow and thrive next? Pile one, where will they grow and thrive next? We have, ooh, the Four of Wands upright. Where will pile one be growing and thriving next, Spirit? Where will pile one grow and thrive next? So we have the Six of Cups reversed and the Ace of Cups reversed. Spirit is telling me to take that upright. So I'm going to go and take it upright because they just kept saying upright, upright. Okay, Spirit, upright it is. Oops. Let's go and clarify the Two of Pentacles upright, please, Spirit. Clarify the Two of Pentacles upright. Temperance. Two of Pentacles clarified by Temperance. Four of Wands, clarify the Four of Wands upright, please, Spirit. Please clarify the Four of Wands. Where will pile one be growing and thriving next? Clarify the Four of Wands, please, Spirit. Clarify the Four of Wands for pile one. Where's pile one growing and thriving next, Spirit? Come on, girly pop. So we have the Four of Swords reversed and the Queen of Cups upright. Beautiful. Clarify the Ace of Cups in the... Okay, you didn't have to yell at me, Spirit. Okay, so there we have the Emperor. Beautiful. So Spirit is saying the ultimate sort of growth and journey, the ultimate story is that this is mastery over divine masculine energy and mastery of like not necessarily business acumen, because obviously becoming an entrepreneur or growing a business isn't going to resonate for everyone. But we saw the King of Wands earlier, and I mentioned that it's sort of like baby emperor energy, but it's not fully the emperor embodied. So when we see the last card in the spread as the emperor, that's Spirit saying like, okay, this is eventually a journey, a growth to embodying the emperor. And I ask specifically for more details in the story. So that's where this journey is going and growing to. So we have the Two of Pentacles upright, clarified by Temperance. So there's a little bit of hot and cold energy and juggling many things at once. We also saw the Seven of Cups. So when we see the Seven of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Temperance, that's telling me you might struggle with this journey, you know, as you're working on integrating this masculine energy and getting rid of those limiting self-beliefs and specifically that self-doubt. It might be a little bit of a balancing act. So Spirit is letting you know, like, don't be surprised if you're having difficulty tempering sort of your, not emotions. Is that what you want to say, Spirit? If you're having difficulty tempering, specifically, they're showing me like two sides of the brain. So this is coming back to your thoughts. If you're tempering your new affirming beliefs and your past limiting self-beliefs, because to eradicate the negative self-beliefs is going to take some time. Spirit is saying, like, don't think this is going to be a quick little flash in the pan and it's not going to take time. It is going to take time to equal out, is what Spirit's saying. Even out, to level out. Thank you, Spirit. It's going to take time to integrate those affirming beliefs over those negative beliefs. And we saw that earlier, right? Spirit is calling you to just go in with that Ace of Wands, take that leap of faith, move towards your dreams and your desires with passion, even if you're still struggling with that self-doubt, but it will eventually be phased out. And then we see the card of celebration. You know, in the love reading, I would say that the Four of Wands is about divine union with your partner. But in this reading, I'm going to say it's divine union with yourself and really integrating your current self, your past self with your higher self. And it's even more beautiful because we literally see the Four of Swords. Ooh, Spirit just gave me a big hit of energy. We're seeing the Four of Swords reverse, which is telling me you're going to be feeling a lot less anxious and over time a lot less doubtful of yourself. You're also going to be reaping the benefits of some success here and specifically celebrating this as a part of your journey because it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And you might have just wanted to open a business. You might have just wanted to explore a new venture. You might have just wanted to change your job. Some things in your life may have just not been working out for you in a way that's satisfying to you. And you thought to yourself, if I just change the circumstance, if I change that destination, that's what's going to be enriching. But Spirit called you to change that destination so that you could take the journey, so that you would get this out of the journey, which is, oh, I have a lot of limiting beliefs and self-doubt. Okay, that's not serving me. How am I going to transform that? Spirit called you to take that journey so that you could see this part of yourself, so that it could mirror that to you. And so that you could move forward into this new phase of your life, into this new destination of your life with a sense of self-worth, no more self-doubt, and also Spirit is saying compassion for yourself. This Ace of Cups is so beautiful because it's not an Ace of Cups that you're giving to someone else. It's an Ace of Cups. It's love and compassion that you're giving to yourself. And specifically, we have the Six of Cups under that, which speaks of past life connections or maybe a family friend. And I'm getting that this is a healing of your inner child. And so Spirit is saying when you integrate and heal your inner child, then you'll be able to embody the Emperor. Because guess what? When you were a kid, you didn't know anything about self-doubt. You didn't know that people might find you dissatisfactory or you might not be able to meet their or your own expectations. All you knew is that you were who you were and you liked who you were until maybe the world or yourself or others around you started to affirm a different belief, which is that maybe you weren't enough. Maybe you're not doing enough. Maybe you could always be doing more, giving more, and helping more in some way, shape, or form. And the essence of your soul was not enough. So we saw that earlier as well with the reversal of the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. There were these lingering feelings of like a lack of satisfaction with the self and a lack of self-worth. Spirit is saying where you're growing and thriving next is embodying this emperor energy and having the ultimate confidence and self-worth within yourself. And I think that's a very beautiful journey to take. Spirit keeps calling me to use the phrase, where you're growing and thriving next is you're taking the flight of your life. And I believe in my first video for the channel, maybe it was the first or second video for the channel, there was a message for someone with regards to taking the flight of your life. So maybe you're coming from that reading, or maybe Spirit just wants you to go and check out the other readings. Unfortunately, I can't remember the title right now, but Spirit did call me to tell you you're taking the flight of your life. So I think that's quite beautiful. I think I said that already, Pile One, but come on, that's freaking beautiful. Let's take some oracle cards for you, Pile One, and see Spirit's advice and guidance for where you'll grow and thrive next and how to move forward in this journey. For Pile One, please, Spirit, can we get some affirmations and advice and guidance for Pile One on where they'll be growing and thriving next, please, Spirit? Advice and guidance, affirmations for Pile One. Advice, guidance, and affirmations for pile 1, please, Spirit. Okay, we've got 2 of those. Let's get one more, please, Spirit, for pile 1. Messages for pile 1, advice and guidance for pile 1. Ooh, already lovable. Thank you, Spirit. So, pile 1. First, we have Sun Crown. In the court of the universe, we are all divine royalty infused with stardust and miracles. If you have been taught to hide and shrink yourself, sometimes the most healing thing is to let yourself be seen for exactly who you are. Shine brightly, child of the universe. When you let your true radiance overflow, your divine visibility gives others the permission to let themselves be seen and celebrated too. For the rest of today and for the rest of your life, move through the world with boldness, with your head held high as though a sun crown of golden light enshrines you. So this is all about being seen, pile 1. Your next journey is eradicating self-doubt and learning to be seen and be visible. And also specifically, this is about shining your light without fear of anyone taking it, swallowing it, commenting on it, shining your light and allowing yourself the freedom to be in all facets of yourself and shine brightly and be seen. Next, we have release. Imagine the old stories of your past as heavy, jagged boulders take up space within your body. Imagine you're suspended over an abyss, anchored on both ends by strong, loving hands. As you deeply inhale into your belly, you're summoning gratitude for what the past has taught you. As you exhale, you allow the past to be released out of your body. With every inhale and exhale, the heavy black boulders tumble out of your heart and stomach and gut and into the darkness below. Can you feel the new lightness of your being? So that's confirmation, pile 1, because we already talked about this shift and this rebalancing of letting go of these self-limiting or negative beliefs, releasing them in order to integrate these new affirming beliefs that you're integrating into integrate self-confidence and self-worth. So that's where you'll be growing, and the thriving is a natural byproduct of that growth, which I think is a quite beautiful perspective from Spirit. And then we have already lovable. Know this, you arrived here on this earth already lovable, whole, and complete. You do not need to earn or work hard for lovability. Imagine a soft pink, energetic orb of pure love encasing you in its infinite softness and tenderness, like the most comfortable blanket handmade by a person who loves you so, so much. Let the gentle energy of pure love work its way into the corners of yourself that feel unlovable or not good enough. Relax into the softness of compassion. Be gentle with yourself and always believe that you are already lovable. So this is speaking back to the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups as a confirmation, right? We specifically said with the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups that Spirit was wanting you to become more compassionate towards yourself and to be gentler with yourself. So I'm seeing for you, pile 1, you'll be growing and thriving because you'll also be giving yourself more permission to explore and more grace, which is wonderful. Maybe you've been someone who is duty ridden. Maybe you're an eldest sibling or someone who's been tasked with taking care of siblings from a young age. Like Spirit is showing me the character Fiona from Shameless. They're also showing me a man who is maybe the breadwinner, tasked with bringing home all the bacon for their family, and that can be a little bit burdensome, not because it's not something you enjoy, and not because you don't find it fulfilling to be the person who significantly supports your family, but just because it can be a lot of pressure and weight on yourself. So you're giving yourself more compassion on how you perform in your respective duties, and also more permission to have fun and explore. Pile 1, that is your reading on where you'll grow and thrive next. Pile 2, if you chose the thumbnail with the purple border or the Lover's card, this is your reading on where you'll grow and thrive next. Let's get into it. Messages for pile... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That blew out 2 candles. We have the sun. It's looking good, pile two. It's looking good. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Let's see if we can relight those candles. Hopefully this little wooden match doesn't burn me. Pile two. Spirit came to pile two with some energy, okay? They said the sun. The sun. Okay. Wow. That was crazy. I never expected that. Okay. Pile two. Where is pile two going to be growing and thriving next, please, Spirit? Where's pile two growing and thriving next? Page of Wands. So we really have some like fast moving energy for you, Pile 2, which is quite intriguing to me. Pile 2, where will Pile 2 be growing and thriving next, please, Spirit? For Pile 2, messages for Pile 2. The Hanged Man. Not my stomach growling while recording. I hope y'all can't hear that. For Pile 2. Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. And that Six of Cups kind of snuck in there because I could have sworn I was only taking just one card, but okay, Six of Cups. Messages for Pile 2. Where's Pile 2 growing and thriving next? Four of Cups. So we do have a lot of similar cards from Pile 1. Maybe Spirit would like you to check out Pile 1. It does seem to be like a different journey, so maybe this is just a timeline thing. In if you resonated with Pile 1 and you do want to check it out, maybe it'll just resonate as a sort of timeline story thing. Maybe you're just in two different parts of the timeline. Messages for Pile 2. Where will Pile 2 be growing and thriving next? Nine of Wands. Where will Pile 2 be growing and thriving next? Page of Pentacles. And one more card, please, Spirit. Where's Pile 2 growing and thriving next? Messages for Pile 2. Where's Pile 2 growing and thriving next? Ten of Swords. All right, we're closing something out, Pile 2. Let's see our bottom of the deck energy. Bottom of the deck energy is the Queen of Wands. It says passionate, charming, brilliant, independent. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want, the ability to attract helpful people. So I'm getting a big energy of like fieriness and also litheness. I'm kind of getting like the image of a belly dancer with your pile too. So I definitely see your attractiveness and your charisma booming. I mean, like really booming. You guys saw how that sun card just flew out and literally blew out two of my candles at once. Girl, I thought the freaking card was going to set on fire. Every day I risk my tarot deck with these candles here, I have to tell you. So I see a lot of Wands energy, a lot of passion, a lot of cunning isn't the right word. Sensuality is what Spirit just gave me the image of. There is going to be some growth in your sensuality, and maybe you're just feeling yourself, twin, okay? Maybe you're just feeling like you're embodying your your physical body more and embodying sensuality. Maybe you're feeling more confident in your wardrobe. Maybe you're feeling more confident and positive about your physical body and finding more elements about yourself in how you love. Maybe you're also recently exploring or feeling called to explore dancing, because dancing can be one of the ways that we connect with our bodies that helps us to build confidence in our bodies. Because no matter what shape or size we are, you know, ideally we're all body neutral, but we live in a world that isn't so body neutral. It isn't even body positive a lot of the times. But I find when people find a purpose for their body, or they discover the abilities of their body, they can become more confident in their bodies. Because if you're just sitting and you're receiving all of these messages from the media or family or people around you about how you should look in your body, you're mostly just in a place of sort of receiving unsolicited advice, versus those who are out there moving and really pushing the limits and exploring the capabilities of their body. I think they discover a newfound respect for their bodies in whatever shape or size or form it comes into, and that allows us to open up the door to both body positivity and body neutrality. Spirit is also telling me, for some of you who identify as having a uterus, you could be growing and thriving next in pregnancy, because they're pointing to sensuality in the body. And for many people with uteruses, being pregnant is a beautiful, meaningful, fulfilling experience that also gives them respect for their bodies, because they really understand that this body can create an entire universe. This body can create an entire world. This body can create an entire person. And maybe they didn't relate to their body as such before gestation, before pregnancy, but now there's a newfound respect and compassion and respect for the physical body. So that's one of the areas I'm seeing people growing and thriving next. But hey, that's not for everybody. I'm not wishing pregnancy on anybody. So don't say that eternity came here and was wishing pregnancy on you unless you are wishing for pregnancy on you, okay? All right, let's get into this a little bit more. So we have the sun. The sun is just calling to me the most out of everything. Like, I almost can ignore the cards here. There's like a radiant light that this sun is bathing over all of these cards. And it's interesting because we see the sun carried into this page of wands. So it says energetic, brave, optimistic, and playful. I'm also getting a change in your mental perspective about some things. Maybe this is a change in your perspective about your body. That's one of the things I've already said here. Interesting. Specifically, this seems to be a change in perspective and a newfound respect for your ability to grow. So that's such an interesting perspective Spirit is giving us on this question, where will you grow? You're growing in how you perceive your ability to grow, because we see the Two of Pentacles paired with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups can speak to our inner child. It can speak to past life connections. It can speak to childhood friendships. I'm also seeing the Page of Pentacles, which can be about someone who's going on a journey to studying. And then we also have that Page of Wands, which is someone who's taking a little bit of a leap forward, a little bit of action. And then we have in here sandwiched a couple cards that speak to an underlying dissatisfaction or a need for determination to move forward. So maybe you're someone who's pursuing a degree, or not just a degree. Spirit is calling me to mention someone who's either pursuing a degree, pursuing a trade, There's someone here who is changing their perspective on their physical body in a more meaningful and empowered way. And then also there's a message here for someone who is maybe pregnant, who is doing a multitude of those things. Maybe you're someone who's pregnant and finishing a degree or pursuing a degree. Maybe you're someone who's pregnant, who's pursuing a trade. You know, for some reason, I'm being called to say like a mechanic, someone who identifies as a female mechanic as well. And it's interesting because you're embodying, I can definitely see how this is a timeline difference between pile 1 and pile 2. So if you, again, resonated with pile 1, I can already see why. Maybe you're someone who doesn't like relate or know yourself as someone who finishes things or does hard things, and you finally have committed to something and have just shown up consistently to something like that was a dream for you as a child, or something that you always wanted to accomplish as a child. For that person identifying as a female mechanic, for instance, I'm getting that maybe you were a child who always just loved cars. You loved cars, and then you always wanted to do this, but something got in the way, or maybe you got pregnant and you didn't know if you could do this. Spirit is saying to remain determined, and you are going to grow beyond your wildest dreams. There are probably people, especially if you're someone who's pregnant, who's juggling with that 2 of Pentacles, multiple things. There are probably doubtful people around you who are saying, no, you can't do this while you're pregnant. No, you can't get a degree while pregnant. Or how are you going to finish if you got a baby to raise, and all these things. But Spirit is saying you're someone who's accustomed to hard work, and that's not going to fail you now. And further, because you're taking this, having this courage for this, like, new endeavor, or to keep moving forward, you're going to be reaping the seeds that you've sown. And spirit, spirit has a connection to children unlike any other. They say that about God, the universe too. Like, spirit really favors children and things like that. And we are all the universe's children. So spirit is really calling you to like not listen to any doubtful voices. If you're someone who is pregnant at this time, don't impose other people's self-limiting beliefs on what you can accomplish onto yourself. And the area that you're growing and thriving next is that you're going to know yourself now as someone who can go beyond what they previously thought was possible for themselves. Meaning, you're hearing all of these voices saying, no, you can't juggle these 2 things at once. No, you can't work on this career, this trade. No, you can't become body positive. Maybe you're someone who is on a weight loss journey or a fitness and health journey. No, you can't lose that weight. No, you can't gain that weight. No, you can't get those abs. No, you can't get that dream body. You don't have the commitment for that. Spirit is saying, that's not true. You're putting an end to that. You're putting a stop to all of those voices, those negative outlooks in your head, and you're going to freaking achieve that, pile 2. You're going to do it, and that's where you're growing and thriving next, because you're going to be able to see yourself as a person you've never seen yourself as before, because you've never done anything like this before. But as you chip away at these things day to day and slowly accomplish your goals, slowly multitask, slowly lose the weight, slowly gain the weight, slowly get the body of your dreams, slowly build the business of your dreams, slowly raise your child. Maybe you're a first-time mother, first-time parent. As you slowly do that and juggle these things, you're going to have a newfound confidence and a newfound respect for yourself and what you're capable of, because you are capable of these things that it seems like you're juggling with right now. Let's get some more tarot cards for you and see what else Spirit has to say about this story that's unfolding for you and where you'll be growing and thriving next. More messages for pile 2. Okay, pile 2, we have the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Again, that's mirroring some of the cards in pile 1. Where will pile 2 be growing and thriving next, Spirit? Where is pile 2 growing and thriving next? Messages for pile 2, advice and guidance for pile 2. Thank you, Spirit. Reversed or upright? Reversed or upright? Come on, Spirit. Upright it is. Ooh, okay. I'm seeing both of these queens upright in my mind's eye. So this is quite beautiful, especially if you are someone who is a first-time mother. Spirit is saying where you'll be growing and thriving next is in your parenting journey, because we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords that came out at the same time. While this is not the Empress per se, this is very much giving Empress energy, but it's new, right? If you're a new first-time parent, you aren't quite yet the Empress just yet. In the sense that you are having to learn and practice and balance being someone who is emotionally nourishing, but also teaching boundaries and having boundaries for yourself, and teaching and guiding your fruit, your child. And with the Queen of Cups, we see this obviously nurturing, loving energy. But with the Queen of Swords, we have this older, wiser, embodied sort of feminine energy or mother. And to be clear, this could also align with those who are identifying as first-time fathers as well, who are mastering this juggling of feminine energy and boundaries, because the energy is not gendered. We're using gendered terms because feminine energy and masculine energy operate in distinct ways. But you might be a first-time father who's like so keenly aware of this precious little tiny being that is half of you, and it has such small tiny fingernails and feet, and it can't even freaking hold its neck up, and it's just so pure and so gentle, and now you're responsible for ushering it into the world and teaching it everything it knows. That's a very vulnerable journey, which is why Spirit is showing this as feminine energy, because you're learning some sort of vulnerability. And let me be clear, because I've talked a lot about pregnancy, but I think Spirit is using pregnancy in several different ways in this reading, because we can be pregnant and fertile with ideas that come to fruition. The same level of vulnerability that you're learning for yourself and for this new being can be said for that new body, can be said for that new business. If you meet an entrepreneur, they'll tell you their first business was their baby. Their second business is also their baby, just not their firstborn, you know? Let's take a few more for pile 2, please, Spirit. For pile 2, messages for pile 2. My goodness, pile 2. Can y'all leave my crystals and my candles alone? Dang. What do they do to you? What did the clear quartz do to you? Messages for pile 2, please, Spirit. We have the World upright in the 5 of Cups. So walking away from situations and things that don't serve us, putting a closing certain chapters. Yeah, so this has several meanings. First off, because you've embodied the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords, or you are embodying that, that's going to lower the level of bullshit you'll tolerate, pile 2. And that's why we see the World. We see a closing of a cycle, but it says a very happy ending and coming full circle. And if you're a parent too, or a new first-time parent, that also lowers the level of bullshit you'll accept, because you got a kid to raise. Like, I'm getting that lyric from Kendrick Lamar's, is it Euphoria? Yeah, he said, something like, I don't give a fuck about this. I got a son to raise, but I know you don't know nothing about that, to Drake. It's like, I'm not going to tolerate all the nonsense I was tolerating. I have a child. I'm a mother. I'm a father. You guys know that audio? I'm a mother. Bitch, I'm a mother. That's what I'm getting from that. But even if it's not being a first-time parent, right? And it's going back to all of those other experiences that I shared with you, Spirit is saying your focus is shifting. You're no longer focused on things that are not serving you, on cups that are not fulfilling for you. You're walking away from that and closing those patterns and those cycles. Spirit, clarify the Five of Pentacles reverse, please, Spirit. Clarify the Five of Pentacles reverse. We can't do all those cards. Where will Pile 2 be growing and thriving? Where will Pile 2 be growing and thriving? Okay, Spirit, I'll take those two. Two of Wands and the Wheel. Yes, you're aligning with your life's purpose in some way, shape, or form. There's going to be a couple different paths. Oh, this is confirmation. This is confirmation of someone who is doing two big things at once. Kind of like I said, with like maybe you're pregnant, but going to trade school or studying or something like that. There's two different paths, and these two paths are a major part of your destiny. And you're getting rid of your lack or scarcity mindset around doing both. You're eradicating these limiting self-beliefs that other people or yourself are maybe putting onto you in these pressures, and you're just walking into your fate and into your purpose with this. So if you're pregnant and you're going to trade school, or you're getting a master's degree and people are telling you you can't do it, you don't care. Period. Yes, don't give a fuck. Don't have a fuck to give. You got a son to raise. You got a child to raise. I don't know if that's resonating for someone, but I said you got a son to raise twice. Maybe this is your gender reveal, baby. Maybe Spirit is letting you know, if you've been feeling like you're about to have a little boy or you're called to that, maybe Spirit is saying that for a reason. All right, clarify the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. My goodness. Is that, you want that reversed or upright, Spirit? Should I take it reversed or upright? I'm getting reversed. Yeah, you don't have any indecision about this anymore. You're not torn anymore about this. You know what you need to do, Pile 2, to get that business going, to change your life by changing your health or losing weight. You know what you need to do, and you're not hearing people's nonsense about it anymore. You're not giving any credence to that. Clarify the World upright and the Five of Cups upright, please, Spirit. Messages for Pile 2, please, Spirit. This is another confirmation, and if you felt called to Pile 1, maybe it's time to check out that reading, because I've been referencing Pile 1 all throughout Pile 2's reading. So we finally have Judgment. You're taking accountability. Where will you be growing and thriving next, Pile 2? It's in taking accountability. And I'm sorry, I'm just reading the cards. And again, pregnancy and having a new parent journey isn't going to resonate for everyone, so don't necessarily feel attached to that. But when I see this taking accountability, starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past, we literally see this Archangel and these mountains that need to be traversed, and then there's a family system here. So you're someone who's taking accountability for past phases of your life and past journeys of your life, because you're closing a chapter and you're walking into a new phase of your life. For some, that will be like parenthood, because parents will often say, it's so crazy. I can't imagine my life without them, and I can't remember. It's like, I know I had a life before I had a child, but it feels like they've been here forever, so I can't remember life without them. So that's shutting the door on a lot of the low vibrational energies and voices from others that you will accept. and ushering in a new journey. And if your baby is your degree, if your baby is the new dream body, if your baby is any of your dreams, you're closing a chapter, embodying a new version of you that is more essential and true to your soul, and letting go of the bullshit that the world around you and the voices around you are trying to get you to attach to. Stunning reading, Pile 2. Stunning reading. Let's take some oracle cards for you, Pile 2, and really anchor in any advice and guidance Spirit has for you on where you'll be growing and thriving next. Messages for Pile 2, please, Spirit. Messages for Pile 2. Where will Pile 2 be growing and thriving next? Messages for Pile 2. What would you like them to know about this journey, Pile 2's journey, Spirit? Affirmations, advice, and guidance for Pile 2, please, Spirit. Advice and guidance and messages for Pile 2, please, Spirit. For Pile 2. Thank you, Spirit. It takes time. For Pile 2, please, Spirit. Dang, both of those came out just now. Plant seeds and grounding. Let's get into it, Pile 2. Things take time. It takes time to heal. It takes time to mend a broken heart. It takes time to rebuild trust. It takes time for the discomfort of new growth to give way to the cycle of a new normal, to recalibrate after experiencing upheaval, to unlearn old narratives and release self-shrinking patterns inherited from childhood. It takes time for a planted seed to sprout from the earth. It takes time for a sapling to become a forest. It takes time for the planets to rotate back to where they were before. Trust in the cycles and seasons of living and being. Spirit is again calling me to those who are taking a journey, growing and thriving next in their first journey of parenthood. First off, it takes time for a child to grow. If you're struggling through pregnancy right now, I feel for you. I've been around a lot of pregnant people before, and I'm so sorry if you're struggling with morning sickness or getting nauseous from smells and stuff. It takes time, but that baby's going to be worth it. And then for everyone else who didn't align with the messages of being a new parent, it takes time, just like it does for new parents. It takes time to integrate and get accustomed to this new life, this newfound accountability that you're taking for yourself, this new journey of studying, this new ritual of exercising and maintaining your body every day. And also, it takes time to figure out the balance when you're juggling between two big things and two big paths at the same time. Maybe you're a double major. It takes time to get used to that. But Spirit is saying you will get used to it. You will grow and know yourself as someone who can accomplish both things at once, and it is a part of your divine path and purpose. And it's no surprise that the next card is plant seeds when the first card said it takes time for a planted seed to sprout from the earth. Come on, Spirit, you doing your big one. Plant seeds. You can plant seeds for all your wildest dreams and greatest desires, even if you don't know exactly how or when you'll get there. Plant seeds of all your wishes, big and small, into the cosmic soil of the universe, and be ready to be happily delighted when these seeds eventually sprout into existence, flower, and bear fruit. Simply trust and wait. A lush garden awaits you. I don't think I need to say too much onto that card, Pile 2, because we've covered so much of what that means. But Spirit is saying, yes, you're going to be working on two major defining elements of your life at the same time. Yes, it's possible to do it. Yes, you are going to accomplish it. No, what everyone is trying to tell you you can't do is true. In fact, Spirit just said, always remember that in the word impossible is the phrase, I'm possible. It's possible. Anyways, I messed that up. Spirit wants you to know it's possible. And then finally, we have grounding. Feel the physical vessel of your body. Gently shift your awareness out of your mind and into your physicality. Place your hand somewhere on your body where it feels good. Inhale and exhale deep lungfuls of air and let your bones feel as heavy as rocks. Feel the solidity of the earth supporting you, pressing up against your body. Think of tree roots nestled deeply into the earth, providing foundation and support for the whole structure of a tree's upward growth. The more grounded you feel, the safer you feel when you expand to new heights. Grounding. So, Spirit put that card there as a tip for you. Anytime you're feeling overwhelmed by this journey or these two paths or your changing body or just need to center yourself, Spirit is calling you to ground yourself, meditate, breathe, take a deep breath. And it's okay to take a quick pause just to get back into alignment with yourself if you're feeling overwhelmed, because Spirit understands that they have tasked you with something that is uniquely challenging that maybe other people aren't necessarily going through. Maybe you don't know very many people who are accomplishing the same big things as you are. And Spirit is saying it's okay to take a moment to reconcile with all the big feelings you're having, because we understand that we've given you a lot to do. Pile 2, this is your reading on where you'll grow and thrive next. Thank you for listening. I hope it resonated for you, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Pile 3, if you chose the card in the thumbnail with the pink border or the 5 of Wands, this is your reading on where you'll grow and thrive next. Let's get into it. Messages for Pile 3, Spirit, on where they'll grow and thrive next, please, Spirit. Where is Pile 3 going to be growing and thriving next? What's Pile 3's next journey? Where will they be growing and thriving next, please, Spirit? For Pile 3, where's Pile 3 growing and thriving next, Spirit? Page of Swords. Where's Pile 3 growing and thriving next, please, Spirit? Take both of those. Yes, sir. 3 of Wands and the Emperor. So I am seeing some potential for travel for you already. Oh, don't burn myself. Pile 3. Where is Pile 3 growing and thriving next? 8 of Cups. Oh, I'm so excited for you, Pile 3. I'm already getting a feeling about this pile. Where's Pile 3 growing and thriving next? Okay, 3 of Swords and the Devil. Where's Pile 3 growing and thriving next, please, Spirit? Messages for Pile 3. 10 of Pentacles. Messages for Pile 3, Spirit. Where are they growing and thriving next? Ooh, okay, I won't take this one. Messages for Pile. Where's Pile 3 growing and thriving next, Spirit? Where's Pile 3 growing and thriving next? 2 of Cups. Where's Pile 3 growing and thriving next? Thank you, Spirit. We have the Page of Wands and the Hanged Man. And for the bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Swords reversed. So, Pile 3, Spirit already was very clear with me about where you'll be growing and thriving next. First off, there is potentially some travel in your midst if you've been feeling called to traveling. And then Spirit specifically said where you'll be growing and thriving next is a journey of self-discovery. So I see someone who is walking away from a relationship that is toxic, that has not been serving them. Because we see the Eight of Cups, we see the Three of Swords, and we see the Devil together. And then later that transforms into the Two of Cups. Spirit is saying you're walking away from somebody's nonsense, tomfoolery, and shenanigans, okay? We're not going for it in the new year if you're listening to this when it's posted. Of course, it's a timeless reading though, so no worries. You might have just broken up with someone who you've been with for a long time. Maybe it was even a short time and it just was not a good fit. And it saddens you a little bit, but Spirit is saying there's no need to be too sad about this because this is the catalyst for your journey of self-discovery. Maybe you're someone who's struggled with communication a little bit. You're someone a bit more introverted and analytically minded, but you want to meet new people, you want to find like-minded people. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is the card about ships coming in, but I usually see the Three of Wands in this deck sort of as ships going out, because we have some of the seeds that we've planted coming to fruition, but also you can see in this card that this is someone who's packed their suit. Oh, you had pile 3. Let me finish this thought, Spirit, and then I'll say what you just shared with me. This is someone who has packed their bags and is ready to take a new journey. And as I was saying that, Spirit said, I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive, carved my name into his legacy. Took a Louisville Slugger with both headlights, slash my name in all 4 tires. Maybe next time he'll think before he cheats. Okay. Don't get on me for singing. I've read for 2 piles. My voice is tired. Okay, pile 3. But maybe you're leaving a cheater, pile 3, because as soon as I said pack those bags, Spirit started playing Carrie Underwood's Before He Cheats in my head. Maybe you're leaving behind someone who just didn't do right by you. They can't communicate. All they do is cause you drama and trouble, and it's time to go. Spirit is also telling me to the left, to the left. Maybe it's time to pack those bags and go, because you're standing on what? 10 toes down, standing on business. You're embodying the emperor and you're getting into that divine masculine energy. You're making a decisive choice to walk away from this situation and this person that's not serving you romantically, and you're going for your 10 of Pentacles. And Spirit is saying you might not be quite there yet. You might still be in that heartbreak phase and that disappointment phase. It's going to pass, and when it does pass, you're going to be shaking ass on a yacht. If you identify with someone who wants to shake ass on a yacht, because I recognize, there's a lot of energies. This is a collective reading. Maybe you're going to be buying someone drinks on a yacht too, okay? Spirit is saying once this journey of extreme heartbreak and disappointment passes, where you can finally walk away from whatever thing that is. I'm primarily getting this as a romantic connection that has broken down, maybe even like a karmic romantic connection specifically that has broken down. Spirit is saying, book that flight, babes. You've been thinking about booking that flight. You've earned it. You've earned a vacation. Book the tickets. Go on that vacation. Take some time to rest and retreat, because this journey, you can't see me, but I'm dancing a little bit. This journey is going to be sexy. First off, pile 3. I see someone having the time of their life and letting go of all of those heavy emotions from the situation that was just ripping at them, just gnawing at them. In fact, let's move these. There's a distinct separation between these two energies. Where are you going to be growing and thriving next? In the 10 of Pentacles card, we see Paris. So maybe you feel called to Paris. I've felt called to Paris in past iterations of my life, but really I see someone who's going to a warmer, more tropical climate. I'm hearing like Jamaica, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, and what else did you say, Spirit? No, not BVI, not the British. Grenada, no. Trinidad, no. Where's Rihanna from? Barbados. Yes, Barbados, Jamaica. Maybe you're going to all of those islands. Also, Puerto Rico. Spirit said maybe you're thinking about Puerto Rico, and then I started hearing Debbie tira ma foto te cual. Okay, listen, this is the energy I'm getting for you, Pal 3. It's like, baby, we're drinking coquito, listening to Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico, po. Like, oh my God, maybe Brazil too. I'm always talking about Brazil because I love Brazil when I've gone to Brazil a couple times. The moral of the story is I'm seeing drinks, clear water, sand, hot sun, browning tan skin, and sexy people all around you. And maybe there's even a special connection on the horizon for you, Pal 3. And just as a confirmation, where are these two people at? What are they doing? They're on a beach connecting at sunset with the water and the sand. So come on now, come on with it. You're literally going to be growing and thriving through travel, for one, and also through sticking with your boundaries and sticking by yourself and not settling for less. And that's going to cause you to let go of someone who's draining your energy and going on and living your best life, okay? Because we're staying pretty, we're getting our money up, and we're moving forward. So we have that 10 of Pentacles. The pockets are going to be great. The 2 of Cups, maybe connecting with some beautiful, sexy people. Oh my God, Spirit, that was naughty. Spirit said maybe we're not just shaking ass on the yacht. Spirit said maybe we getting cracked on the yacht. Naughty. Hopefully YouTube doesn't ban me for that or whatever they do. And then we have the Page of Wands and the Hanged Man. So Spirit is saying because you're taking this small little action, I mean, for some, leaving the country is a big action. Because you're like going with courage and passion into this new direction, it is going to cause a hanged man moment. It's going to give you a change in perspective. But this is, the hanged man can be a little frustrating or bad in certain connotations. Spirit is saying no, like this change in perspective isn't bad, and it isn't like a suspension that feels frustrating or stagnant. It's a suspension as a moment of reprieve. Spirit is giving you the space where nothing is going on but this, so that you can rediscover yourself, rediscover what you enjoy. Maybe this was a toxic partner who was very controlling and just, dang, I can't text anyone, or I can't even say hi to a man without you getting jealous, or I can't even say hi to a girl without you getting jealous, or like you're always tripping. You're always thinking something is up with people when I don't even know that person. They just the barista. I just smiled at the barista and said, thank you for making my coffee. Why are you tripping? Spirit is saying this hanged man moment, this shift in perspective is going to give you a lot of lightness, which you've been missing for some time. I'm excited for you, Paul 3. Can we take the trip together? Where we going? Comment down below where you've booked your next trip if you're traveling sometime soon. I know where I'm going. Y'all might just catch Eternity Tarot out there in Japan sometime this year when this is posted, because Japan is calling to me. I have to go. I'm going to be somewhere, maybe not shaking ass, but I'm going to be somewhere, well, maybe shaking ass in an onsen, okay? Let's get some more tarot cards for pile 3, please, Spirit. Where is pile 3 growing and thriving next? Where is pile 3 growing and thriving next, please, Spirit? Tell us more about the vacation, Spirit. 9 of Cups. We've got wish fulfillment already. And what do we see with the wish fulfillment? A beach. We see a beach with beautiful ice clear water, a little dog, palm trees, and some sand, and a beautiful sunset. Wish fulfillment. Also, since I did mention Brazil and Spirit is calling me to say it, maybe you don't know what Arraial do Cabo is, but maybe Spirit wants some of you to go to Brazil and visit Arraial do Cabo, or Cabo Frio, which means like the cold Actually, I don't know what Cabo is. I can't remember that in Portuguese. Anyways, if you're considering visiting Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, check out Arraial do Cabo or Cabo Frio as well, because those are some of the most beautiful beaches in Brazil. And maybe Spirit called me to put you on. For pile 3, tell us more to the story, please. For pile 3, please, Spirit. Where we going? What we doing? Where we growing and thriving next, Spirit? Okay. 8 of Cups. Again, we're walking away from what's not serving us. Beautiful, beautiful. And Spirit specifically called me within this 8 of Cups towards this pile of treasure here. Maybe this is someone who was able to financially meet your needs and provide, again, that like soft life and some stability, but it's just not worth the trouble. Maybe you're someone who's getting divorced. Maybe you were a stay-at-home parent where the other person was the provider and you found out they were fooling around or something on you, or, you know, not treating your union with the respect it required. So you're walking away from that financial stability and saying, it's okay, I got my money saved up in the bank and I know the alimony is going to be great, because the court sides with those who have been affected by adultery. I'm gonna be good. I just heard Beyonce, me and my baby, we gonna be all right. We gonna live a good life. Okay, they say you're taking the dog with you. Okay, take that dog to the beach too. Okay, take that dog to Barbados too. Take that dog to crop over with you. Okay, pile 3. Oh my God, this is too much. Sometimes the messages from Spirit are so silly. Messages for pile 3 on where they'll be growing and thriving next. We know you're growing and thriving next on an island, okay? The Star. And that's a beautiful continuation of that Hanged Man energy. Spirit is saying you're healing yourself, you're healing your heart, you're healing your identity, okay? Clarify the Knight of Cups. Oh, did I say Knight of Cups? Knight of Cups. Maybe you got a new love offer coming in. Oh my God. Spirit just keeps saying silly stuff to me. They said, if one nigga don't work, get another one. If one nigga don't work, get another one. And peep the skin, okay? Just in case y'all think I'm playing. Clarify the 9 of Cups upright. Clarify the 9 of Cups, please, Spirit. Clarify the 9 of Cups. Where will pile pile 3 be growing and thriving next? 8 of Pentacles, clarifying that 9 of Cups. This is about taking pride in your work. Clarify the 8 of Cups. Page of Wands again. So we saw both of these cards in the earlier tarot cards that we just got. So this is just a confirmation for you, pile 3, that you're walking away from something and sort of taking a new leap of faith. When I see the 8 of Pentacles, that's telling me like you already have some stability in your career and pride, or if you were a stay-at-home spouse, you have a skill set or a work ethic that, you know, even if this person isn't financially supporting you in the same way, you can create for yourself. Maybe you have a career that you can jump back into, or you're a former lawyer, you just need to get rebarred or something like that. But you're like, I'll be good. Don't think I'm losing. I'm going to go regroup on an island somewhere, get my bearings, heal myself. But when I come back, it's full steam ahead. And I don't need you to create my own abundance, my own material. I chose that life. I didn't need it. Okay? Clarify the Star. Clarify the Star for pile 3. Where will they be growing and thriving next? Pile 3. I'm not going to take 4 cards, but I feel like that Magician is calling. And that's confirmation, pile 3, because we just said you're able to create your own material stability and abundance for yourself. And Spirit said you're healing your magician. You're healing your ability to create, cultivate, and manifest the life of your dreams. You're healing really, I'm not getting healing, I'm getting thawing. Spirit is saying you're going to be on an island with some sunlight, thawing out that magician, that energy that creates worlds, that person who sees it as challenging to create a button as it is to create a castle in their world. It's just that easy for you to create. You're thawing that out, and that's where you're growing and thriving next. You're re-entering your magician capabilities, and you're building the life of your dreams again. So to some degree, you're growing and thriving next through starting over. I do see a separation within these cards of a romantic partnership, or like divine connection. Oh, let's get some oracle cards for you, pile 3, and see Spirit's advice and guidance for you on where you'll be growing and thriving next. Advice and guidance for pile 3 on where they'll be growing and thriving next. Non-linear dream time. Time is not always linear. Life is not always a rational progression from A to B to C. Your waking life may feel like a surreal dream vortex, a mysterious storm of synchronicity, uncanny coincidences, messages from the future, and echoes from the past, all swirling together in one vast ocean of memory and time. Surrender to the weirdness of it all and let unexpected solutions and unpredictable detours guide you rather than completely confuse you. Sometimes the rational is nonsensical, and sometimes the nonsensical is actually the most rational. And I feel like that's pointing to the Hanged Man card that we saw, because I told you, like, this is a very unique Hanged Man that I'm seeing within your reading, pile 3. It's not one that's frustrating or feels like you're stagnant and you can't do anything and Spirit is holding you hostage. It's dream time. It's Spirit giving you breathing room and space to choose how you want to create your own reality with them, because you are the co-creator of your own reality. And that's why it says sometimes the nonsensical is actually the most rational. Spirit is saying sometimes, oh my God, listen, don't blame me for your spending habits. I'm telling you right now. Spirit is saying sometimes the most rational thing to do is a little retail therapy, if that's what you feel you need. Sometimes just leaving and then fucking off to a new country and traveling for a month and just resting and taking in a new culture for a month is the most rational thing to do. Don't like trick yourself into thinking you have to be a certain kind of way to be taken seriously, especially if you're leaving a connection or a person that didn't serve you. Messages for pile 3, advice and guidance, and affirmations for pile 3, please, Spirit. Advice, guidance. Thank you. Okay, the cycle ends here. Some patterns and cycles of behavior and thought and worldviews passed down from generation to generation can end with you, right here in this lifetime. What harmful narratives and toxic worldviews end here with you? And then, what new cycles begin with you and will reverberate into the future for many generations to come? Let your imagination and joy guide you away from old narratives and toward expansive ones that move toward healing, liberation, and joy. That's pretty cut and dry. We already talked about that 10 of Swords completing a cycle. We've already talked about the 8 of Cups, which came out twice for you, walking away from situations that don't serve us. And we already talked about the 3 of Swords, which is some sort of heartbreak that is present for you. But Spirit wants to affirm for you that what wasn't serving you, even if it's hard to let go and there's lingering emotions, the cycle's over. You don't have to deal with that toxic mess anymore. You don't have to deal with someone if they were cheating on you anymore. Let your lawyers deal with that if you're ending a marriage. You know, you don't have to take this. And more importantly, you're not taking it into this new life and new reality you're building for yourself. You're standing in your boundaries and you're standing in self-worth and self-respect because you're not going to tolerate anything less than what you deserve. Final message for pile 3, please, Spirit, Final message for pile 3, advice, guidance, affirmations. Final message for pile 3. Thank you. Rupture. Sometimes a rupture occurs in our lives that completely breaks our hearts. Our expectations and hopes and dreams for a certain kind of future are shattered beyond repair, and there is no turning back to the old ways of being. It is okay to grieve. It is okay to feel the heartbreak. Sometimes a rupture breaks us open like a geode, revealing the brilliance of our being that we otherwise would have never known. We may break, but we also learn new ways to survive and mend ourselves back together into new shapes. And that's what Spirit is saying. They're not minimizing the amount of heartbreak you might be feeling, pile 3. They understand you've taken a loss. This is not how you would have imagined things, but there is potential for new romantic connections as well, if I didn't say it, because we did see the 2 of Cups, and for some reason I did also say Knight of Cups. They're saying this is heartbreaking. They understand it. They're not trying to take that away from you, and everything is always working out for you and in your favor. They're saying this is going to break you open like a geode and you're going to shine, because the reality is, if this was a toxic connection or a connection with someone with some sort of infidelity, the reality is the foundation was broken and this person was dimming your light, pile 3. And so this rupture may look painful, but they're saying in your intuition, even you know that this is just happening to help you to shine your light even further. Pile 3, that is the end of your reading on where you will grow and thrive next. Good luck in your newfound self-discovery. Please send comments or, send photos or comment where you're taking your next trip. I would love to know if you're traveling and if this message resonated for you. Have a great day. All right, that is the end of our reading today on where Spirit says you'll be growing and thriving next. Thank you so much for watching. It's always my pleasure to read for you. I hope the messages resonated, and if you feel called, join the Cosmo Collective by, liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, and turning that notification bell on so that you never miss a reading. There's always fresh tarot insights on this channel weekly, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if no one told you today, or if no one ever told you, I love you to the moon and back. Bye now.